Alright, so this is serving as your corrections for that minor assignment we took. It was a quiz last week. So remember, on the quiz, what you can do is you do these corrections completely, you work all the problems that I work, and then you get half points back on your original grade. So remember, on your paper you need to have your correct title, which includes your name, your class period, so you're either 1V or 2V. If you don't know, make sure you check out Google Classroom, and then finally the date. You also need to make sure you have the title on here. We're going to call this the SS, which for special segments, CFA corrections. If you do not have the correct heading or title, I will not give you credit. So this was the first one. You don't have to draw the picture, but you do need to write number 1. Identify the special segment below in the picture. So we have this big angle right here, and it's cut in half into 2 smaller angles that are equal. That tells you that this is an angle bisector. So you're going to write number 1, you're going to write angle bisector. You're also on your paper going to draw a line on the right side, and this is where you're going to tell me what your mistake was. So if you didn't know the vocab, if you didn't know your notes, something like that, you need to write out here to the right what your mistake was. If you don't have it formatted like this, I will not accept them. So number 2 here, again, you're identifying the special segment in the picture below. So if you look, you have a right angle here. And from our special segments, we have 2 that deal with right angles. The first one is an altitude, and the second one is that perpendicular bisector. So remember, to be a bisector, it has to cut something in half. And when I look at this picture, I don't see any markings that an angle's cut in half, a side's cut in half. So that means I can eliminate perpendicular bisector, and that leaves me to know that this is my altitude. So again, on the right side, you should already have the line drawn and your mistake labeled up at the top. You're going to write and tell me what you did wrong. You cannot put, I don't know, I guess, something like that. If it's not a real reason, I'm not taking them. Number 3, of course, is another special segment to identify. So now you see that right angle again, but this time we have this side cut in half. We have 2 equal parts. This isn't the altitude. This is actually our other one. This is our perpendicular bisector. So our last one that just deals with like vocab and identifying, we have identify the special segment in the picture below. This one starts at a vertex, goes across, and it cuts the other side in half. It goes to the middle of the side. That should tell you right there from the word middle that this is a median. So 5 and 6, I tell you that JV is a median. So I'm going to go ahead and draw it in red in case you don't know what JV is. Remember that median starts at the vertex and it cuts that side in half. So I know that these 2 smaller portions are equal to each other. I want you to find from L to K. So that's the whole side. If I know from V to K is 4. So I told you that these 2 small sides are equal. So if V to K is 4, that means that V to L is also 4. And in order for me to find from L to K the whole, I'm just going to add those together. So I know from L to K is equal to KV or VK plus VL or LV. I know each of these is 4, so I'm going to do 4 plus 4. So I find out that LK is 8. And again, you have another median, so EU is a median, which means that this side is cut into 2 equal parts. I want you to find EV, which is just this little one. If EW, which is from here to here, is 5. So remember, they're 2 equal parts, so you set them equal to each other. If one of them's this, the other one's going to be that same thing. So since EW is 5, I know that EV is also 5. So make sure that you have worked all these problems. On the right side, you have to have your mistake for each problem. And then you're going to turn this in on the actual Edpuzzle. So you're going to have to go back. It's going to say it's already turned in. You're going to have to go and submit the attachment again and resubmit the assignment.